We are here at the 6th Florence Intermodal Forum on integrated ticketing and payment systems. And we are very fortunate to have here Matthew Baldwin, who is in charge of road safety and sustainable mobility at DG Move in Brussels. So this topic, the integrated ticketing is a tool, not an end. It's a tool for what? What are we trying to achieve here?
I couldn't agree more. But could I just say, firstly, Matthias, how grateful we at the European Commission are for this collaboration we have with the whole Florence School of Regulation. And you said earlier today, you described some of the things we've done together over the years, and it's been absolutely central for us in helping us do our policy making. So first, a big thanks. And it's great to be here, and thanks for arranging all this. This is not a false backdrop. This is a real picture. But you're right. And we talk all the time, don't we, about the need for integrated ticketing. And what, to my mind, is not what we're after is another button on a phone which delivers us, perfect things. What we're looking about is a way to give the customer more choice, particularly for sustainable choices, more efficiency, and of course, the best cost for their trip. And this is something which we haven't really established, and there's a lot of reasons why. And what's been great about this seminar we've been having here today is to hear from, firstly, the people who are now making a go of mobility as a service. We've heard from Finland, we've heard from the Netherlands, very interesting. And then, of course, you flip to the, if I may, not to put it pejoratively, the incumbents, the public transport operators, the airlines, the others, who say, what we're trying to do, of course, is provide a guaranteed public service. We're trying to customize our products for the customer, and it gets very complicated very quickly. Is the answer, as some have said, simply about better access to data and shared data? And what I think we've learned this morning is that's the beginning of the conversation rather than the end of the conversation, because this is many things to many people. And I think we at the Commission, we're not rushing in to try to regulate everything. We're trying to see where the right balance is between voluntary initiatives. Code of conducts, they can be a misnomer. They are about some very tough regulation in and of themselves. And if necessary, we're not afraid to legislate and to follow through, particularly within the framework of the ITS directive. So, as ever, Florence today has given a rich menu of things to discuss, a great group of people to discuss them with, and we're only halfway through.
Good, but I think that's only half of the question. Half of the one question is, to what end are we doing this, and who needs what? But the other question is, who is doing something? So it's the European Commission who takes the initiative on this, and we can see it's a fragmented world, and somebody needs to take the initiative. But I think what we are missing a little bit at this table today are the cities, because it's the cities that are faced first with the need for integration. And they may not regulate in the same way as the European Commission, but they may put conditions on operating in certain cities. Yeah. And how do you see that interaction between some innovative cities who will do something, most of them won't, so there may be a need for action too, and the role of the European Commission?
Wow, that's a subsidiarity question cut 6 times and rolled into one. Well, it's exactly right. I mean, again, to start from the obvious, we are not insisting everything be done at the European level. I hear some people there this morning saying there is a necessary European dimension to this because data and access to data is part of the new fuel of transport, and if there's competence over transport, then maybe the EU needs to be involved. But we can learn so much from what's happening in cities now. I mean, cities are the home of a lot of what's progressive in both senses of the word, but particularly in terms of policy, the new types of initiative to drive this elusive beast we call sustainable mobility. And I'm willing to bet you, Matthias, and I suspect you won't take the bet, but in 10 years' time, the top 50 cities of Europe in terms of population, and particularly population density, will have done a lot of the things we've heard about today in terms of mobility as a service, and will be quite happy to do it themselves and not necessarily waiting all the time for national or indeed European permission or regulation. So then the question becomes how wide, how far can we go with this? Is there a rural dimension? Is there a suburban dimension? And the second, third, in terms of size, tiers of cities may struggle for population density reason alone to offer this kind of rich menu. But let's see. It's fascinating to see it develop.
So thank you very much, Matthew. I mean, for a great discussion here, for a great forum, and I'm sure we'll continue in the future.
The thanks are all mine. It's a wonderful menu. Now we can go and have lunch.